Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining here together this morning. Month in review, October 2023. And our theme this month has centered all around fall is the season of letting go. Nature has been letting go of all of the things that have made summer so green and fruitful. And in yoga, we've been reviewing 3 things that may benefit us if we let go. We've been exploring things that are old, things that no longer serve us, may be old. Let them go. We've been exploring things that are unnecessary. And our examples of that were alignment. If we get out of alignment, unnecessary. And gripping of the breath or holding the breath, unnecessary. And finally, we've explored things that are in our way, recognizing our path, recognizing what's true for us, and notice anything of ours that's in our way. So your yoga invitation for today is to recognize what is best for you. Let it go. Let it go. Namaste. We will transition into a few moments of moving into stillness, fully arriving on your mat or perhaps in a chair this morning. Begin to gift yourself this time. The hardest part of yoga is showing up on your mat. You've already done that. So now arrive. Gift yourself. Following breath. Inner stillness nourishes outer activity. Sadhguru. If you chose to close your eyes, please begin to open your eyes. And we're going to transition to tabletop to begin our warming segment today. As we review letting go of things that are old. In our tabletop, our knees below our hips, our wrists below our shoulders. We're going to move into our child's pose spinal wave sequence. Receiving of a deep breath. Begin releasing the breath. And as the tailbone tucks under, the head bows down, and then you slowly begin to reach the hips back towards the heels. First child's pose today, so just move slowly. And then rise back up to your tabletop. Receive the next breath, upward wave. Tailbone lifting, crown of the head lifting upwards, and the heart center reaching forward. Releasing breath, downward wave, and reaching the hips back towards child's pose. Rise with the receiving breath. Upward wave. Releasing breath. Downward wave and the reaching, reaching, reaching back. Let's do one more of these sequences. Begin to notice the depth of your breath and the movement of your body. There might be a little area today where it needs special attention. Allow yourself to give it that TLC. When your sequence is completed, we're all back into our neutral tabletop. We're going to go into a variation of spinal wave. The left leg is going to reach out long to the edge of our mat. We plant the outer edge of that foot down deep into the floor. Get that left leg activated. Still stay in tabletop with the upper body and the right knee below the right hip, and then spinal wave. Here we go. Receive a breath. Release a breath. Tailbone tucking, head bowing. Receive a breath. Upward wave. Be new sensations. Just continue to flow, please. And if you begin to notice that there's anything that's not serving you here, it may be old. That's what we can let go of. One more. And as we all come back into that neutral position, we're going to transition into spinal balance. Yogi's choice. You're going to bring that left leg out and back behind you. And when that's in place, begin to reach the right arm forward. Release the breath. Hug the knee towards the nose. Bend the elbow. Hug it in towards the chest. Receive. Reach out. Release. Hug it all in. And again. We're letting go of anything that's not serving us. It may be old. It doesn't serve. Let it go. From the reach, come back into the tabletop. Opposite side, please. Pick up the right knee. Reach or stretch that right leg way out to the long edge of your mat. Plant the outer edge of the foot down. Muscular energize and receive a breath. Spinal wave, releasing breath. Downward wave, receiving breath. Upward wave, releasing breath. Downward wave. Keep that extension of the right leg really active. Notice new sensations. One more. Yogi's choice, how to bring that right leg back behind you. You might just circle it back. You might lift it up and reach it back. When that's in place, reach out that left arm. Hug it all in. Knee and elbow bend. Head bowed down. We hug it in. We receive a breath. We reach it out. Release. Hug it in. Yeah. Creating. Building. Reaching. And when that little sequence is completed, come back into your tabletop. We're going right into low lunge. So the left leg is going to reach forward. Bring it there, what works best for you. And then open those arms out. Feel the wingspan. Lift the torso away from your chest. Turn the palms up. Gaze the eyes up. Bend the elbows and bring the back of the hands to the back of the head, or palms to the back of the head. Interlace the fingers. Release your next breath. Scissor the inner thighs towards each other. Get strong in the lower body and just let the upper body lift and reach back. Release the breath. Now we're going to bow forward. Release the deep breath. Elbows draw towards each other. We receive. We lift the torso, open the elbows, gaze upwards, and lightly lean back. One more. Nature is a beautiful teacher of letting go. The leaves are falling, the fruits are falling. All of the things that has made summer so green and fruitful is letting go. Back into the center with the elbows out wide, wide, wide. Release the fingers. Open the arms out to the wingspan. Begin to transition to high lunge. Back toes tuck. Back knee lifts. Reach back through the right heel and let the arms rise up into high crescent. You might stretch the left leg out just a little bit and then let it bend again. And as you release the breath, reach the arms forward. As the arms reach forward, the tailbone reaches back. Keep a long, 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 long spine. Palms touch, framing the left foot, and flow through pyramid. Release the breath. Stretch out the left leg. Draw the right heel down. Bow the head towards the left thigh. Receive a breath. Go back to high lunge. So the knee bends, but the fingers stay touching the mat. One more. Releasing. Reach back through the tailbone. Bow forward towards the thigh. And return back into high lunge. Next breath. Receive. Reach the arms back. Airplane arms this time. Draw those shoulder blades towards the spine. Spread those fingertips wide. Receive the next breath. High crescent. And release this breath. Open the arms to the sun god. Receive the next breath. We're going into a one-legged standing balance. Find your drishti. And step forward with the right leg. Reach the arms up high and pull that right foot up, away from your mat. You might bring the right hand just to the bottom of the right thigh. Just support it. You might bring the right hand to the front of your right shin and draw the heel towards your sit bone. Breathe. Notice anything that's not serving. Maybe it's the mental stories we tell ourselves. If they don't serve, let them go. And release the breath. Slowly, yogi's choice, do it in transition and alignment. Bring that right foot back down. Reach up through both arms. Upward salute. We're going to do that sequence backwards. From upward salute, receive the next breath. Muscular energize the right leg. Soften the left knee. Pick up that left foot. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, and then bring the left arm down. Either touch the back of the left thigh, just for support, or bring the left hand to the front of the left shin and draw the heel towards the sit bone. One more breath. Beautiful. Yogi's choice. Bring that left knee up. Reach up through that left arm. Reach it up high. And step that left leg back to the high crescent lunge. Reach back. Reach back. Lift up through the fingertips. Lift up through the heart. And then open those arms to the sun god. Draw the elbows back. Feel the shoulder blades kissing your spine. Next, receiving breath. Arms open to wingspan. Releasing breath. Hips hinge. Chest draws towards the right thigh. Arms circle back to airplane. Releasing of your next breath. Release the fingertips down, framing the right foot. Pyramid. Reach back through the left heel, stretch out through the front leg, bow the head towards the right thigh. Receive a breath. Bending of the right knee, so you return to the high lunge. You release the breath and you reach back. Pyramid. Receive. Come back into your high lunge and then transition to high crescent. Maybe you go to wingspan, lift the body and lift the arms. Maybe you go to airplane, lift the body, lift the arms. Maybe you reach forward, lift the body, lift the arms. Everybody's back together into their version of high crescent lunge. As you release the next breath, let's reach the arms forward again. So feel the tailbone reaching back. Feel the left leg get a little bit stronger when you do that. Plant the palms down. Bring the left knee down. Here comes that low lunge. Top of the left foot down. Arms open out, wingspan. Body rises. Breath deepens. Bend the elbows. Interlace the fingers. Rest the palms at the back of the head. Lean back lightly, release a breath, bow forward. Elbows drawing towards each other. Couple more. In yoga, we practice letting go of things that no longer serve us so we can relax, open our hearts and be inspired to live in this moment. And we all come back to center together. Let the fingers slide apart. Let the arms reopen. Plant the palms back down to your mat. Frame your right foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift that back leg. And transition to your version today of downward facing dog. Maybe you go into split dog. Down dog, maybe you just step back to down dog, but do a little walking of the dog, please. Let the legs really get nice and stretched out. A little wiggling through the hips, perhaps. And then we'll do a little twisting. So let both heels rise up together. High, high, high. Lift, lift, lift. Release the breath. Spin on the balls of the feet. Heels move over to the right side. Receive a breath. Pick up the heels. Spin on the balls of the feet. Heels over to the left side. How about one more? Breathe. Anything not serving you here? It's your opportunity to let it go so you can grow. From downward facing dog, we're going to step the left leg forward to the high lunge. Your version, what serves you best. And open those arms to the sun god immediately. So you might go into the high crescent to the sun god. You might have another version. From sun god arms, rise up into the high crescent. Let's stretch out the left leg together. Let's release a deeper breath and sink down, energize, sink down. Your back leg grows stronger, doesn't it? Shoulder blades down. And then we're going to open to the warrior two. Right arm reaches and circles forward. It starts to come down. We spin the right heel down. We open up both arms wide. We gaze over those left fingertips. Warrior two. Receive a breath. Transition to warrior one. Right arm circles back down. Right heel picks up. Spin on the ball of the foot till the back foot's 45, 60 degrees. Plant it down and reach the arms up high. Let those hips sink us down, warrior one. So now your hip bones are facing the short corners of your mat. So the hips turn, they close. Receive the next breath. Here comes warrior three. Pick up that right heel. Reach the arms forward, forward, forward. forward. Take a step forward with your right leg and then reach out through the fingers as you lift up that right leg behind you. Toes down, heel reaching away, and then very gently bend the left knee. Bring the right foot down. We're going to transition into peaceful warrior. Rise up, reach up, open the hips up. Bring the right arm down, bring the left arm up, and reach into peaceful warrior. So now the hips stay open wide to the long edge of our mat. Our breath is growing deeper and deeper. We're coming home. Always, always. Anything old is not serving us. We're focusing on letting that go. And with the next breath, return to your warrior two. Gaze out over those left fingers and windmill or cartwheel down and transition back into downward facing dog. Couple deep breaths. We'll begin reviewing how we can let go of things that are unnecessary. So this is a great spot to really check in with our alignment. If we're in alignment, that's necessary. Great. If we feel anything out of alignment, that's unnecessary. Check it out. Notice what it is. Return to alignment. So you just let go of what's not necessary. One more breath. And how is the breath? Can you maintain a deep, deep, steady breath? Let's practice that little sequence or vinyasa for the opposite side. Our breath invites movement. The right leg begins to reach. We're going to step it forward to high lunge, going right into the sun god arms. So maybe do a little different move this time than you did last time. Draw those elbows back again. Maybe you really need to focus on the drishti this morning and get strong and steady. Maybe your weekend's been kind of topsy-turvy, so let yoga help you get back center. Here we are with our high crescent lunge, sun god arms. Rise to your high. Reach the arms up. Maybe stretch out the right leg and then release the breath. Bend the right knee. See if the practice invites you into a little different degree of movement. From here, we're going to open to the warrior two. So the left arm reaches forward. It spins down, the left heel spins down, the arms open out wide. We gaze over those right fingertips. Warrior two. Receive the next breath. Release it. Arrive. Warrior two. Nice. Let's transition to warrior one. Left arm circles down, left heel picks up, spin on the ball of the left foot. Feel the hips close or turn to the short edge of your mat. Arms rise up, and then the left heel plants down. And you notice from the inside out where this practice is inviting you today. Anything old and unnecessary, let it go. And transition to warrior three. With the next breath, the left heel lifts up. Spin on the ball of the left foot. Find your drishti. Take a little step forward. Reach the arms forward. How about Mula Bandha? Get that engaged. And lift up that left leg. Toes point down. Heel reaching, 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 reaching away. Release a breath. We're going to transition right into peaceful warrior. Left foot comes down. Rise up. Open the hips. Open the arms. Bring the left arm down. Bring the right arm up. And find this peaceful place to arrive once again. Your path. What serves you. What's true for you. Everything else we're going to practice letting go of here today. Just if it's for these moments on our mat. And as we receive the breath, we invite movement. Let your body return to warrior two and windmill down. Downward facing dog. Wow. As we practice letting go of the old and the unnecessary in our yoga, we notice that there's space where we can grow into. One more breath. And then we're going to very gently soften the knees and walk the hands back towards the toes. Going to do a little bit of the prayer squat practice now. So maybe you scissor walk your feet out just a little bit. Turn the toes out. Release the next breath and just let the hips sink down gently. Maybe you've got support and you use your hands on your thighs and just support your prayer squat today. Maybe you've got a block that you can bring in front of you and bring the hands onto that today. Maybe the hips do sink down. Maybe you bring Anjali Mudra into the practice. Check in with your alignment. If it's not true, get it back. Check in with your breath. If you're holding or gripping, breathe deeper. We're letting go of the unnecessaries. And from here, slowly start to plant the palms down as you lift the hips up. Yogi's choice. You transition what's best for you. And let the legs stretch out. Keep the spine long, so your gaze just down at your mat, so the head stays in line with your spine. Release the breath. Return back to your prayer squat. Whatever version that's working for you today. Open the knees if you can bring the elbows to the inner thighs. One more, please. Release the breath. The palms plant down. Body reaches forward. Hips lift upwards. Legs stretching. Shoulder blades releasing. Mula Bandha engaging. Excellent. And then return to your prayer squat. Now if you can maintain your prayer squat here, we're going to move into a little twist. Otherwise, you might go into a little child's pose or another version that fits you. The right arm is in the inner right leg, palm down or on a block. Left arm is going to start reaching out to the left side. Don't let that left knee fold in. Keep that left knee reaching out. And then lift that left arm up and release the breath. Bring the left arm down. The inner left thigh, knee is supported by the outer of your left arm, and the right arm reaches out to the right and begins to circle up. Release. One more, please. Letting go gives space so that we can grow. But we got to know what to let go of. So this month we've practiced letting go of old and unnecessary. And then we come back and the palms plant down and the legs stretch out and we feel a new sense of energy throughout the legs, the lower body. Let the body stretch into this pose and then walk the hands forward. Yeah. Pick up the heels. Scissor walk or bring one foot at a time back into alignment with the hips and transition to plank. Power. Push the floor away from you. Keep the tailbone reaching back. Crown of the head reaching forward. Are we holding our breath? Woo-hoo. If so, it's in our way. Let it go and breathe. And release the next breath. Slowly bring the knees down. Transition through easy seated pose right into boat. So flow with it. Breathe with it. Create the version, the style, the movements that serve you best today. In boat, we might have the knees bent, fingertips behind the knees just to kind of support. Might have the legs stretched out just a little bit. We might have the arms reaching out too. Draw the shoulder blades back. Keep the heart center lifted. Keep the gaze steady. Keep the breath deep. Yoga invites us to go into these places that perhaps we think are uncomfortable, to practice moving through the effort with ease. So that's letting go. Create your version. What's going to really fit you today? And release the breath. Softly bend the knees. Plant the feet down. Bring the chest towards the thighs or bring the heels in towards the sit bones so you can give yourself just a wonderful little hug. Just give yourself this little hug, releasing throughout the back body. It just gave us a whole bunch of strength and support. So balance that out with a little bit of TLC. Bow the head. One more breath. And then slowly we'll begin to lift away from the hug and transition to Dandasana. So the legs are going to stretch forward. And we might have that blanket or pillow under our hips or under our knees. But we're keeping that torso lifted again. Nice and tall. Maybe rock just a little bit from hip bone to hip bone to notice that they're really grounding us down here. And we're going to do a forward fold. So with our very next breath, we're going to let those arms open out wide to the wingspan. Palms face forward, thumbs point upwards. Release the breath. Draw the arms towards each other. Pause when those arms are right at your shoulder width apart. Then just let the hips hinge you. So you keep reaching through your fingertips toward your toes. The hips are hinging. The hips are hinging. We're not rounding our backs. We're not bowing our head. We're just hip hinging. And let's receive a breath. Let's go back to center. Pull the torso back to center. Draw the shoulder blades down. One more. Release the breath. Reach forward. I know we need to keep breathing. So you might pause when you receive a breath just to really check in today and release a breath and then reach again. Your yoga dance might be just a continuous reach as you breathe. Just to notice what really serves you, because if it doesn't, it's old or it's unnecessary, and that's what we're letting go of. Okay, one more breath. Now release into it. Let the arms come down by the outsides of the legs. Let the elbows softly bend. Let the head gently bow. One more deep breath. How can you breathe in a place that is inviting you into some discomfort? That's the balance of yoga. Changing effort into ease. Wow. Rise back up slowly, please. Just lift the chest away. Maybe even let the fingers just slide up the fronts of your legs as your torso lifts back to Dandasana. And then we'll move into a little Dandasana twisting here. Next breath, movement. Bending of the left knee, the left heel draws in towards the sit bone. Keep the right leg stretched forward. So to check in with alignment, because we know that is necessary, the kneecap is looking right up at your ceiling. If it rolls out or rolls in, it's out of alignment. So bring it back into your alignment. And then when you've got that left thigh hugging in towards the chest, bring the left hand either to the outside or the foot, or maybe it's better for you to hold on to the outside of the knee. But what we want to do is stretch that left leg out as we lift it up. So now we feel this connection. The left leg is stretching out. The left hand and arm are supporting the stretch. We're going to move into the twist. Everything right on your right side for alignment. Is your breath deep? Are you letting go of what's not serving you? Here we go then. The right arm reaches straight forward. Release the breath. Let the left leg stretch out to the left. Let the right arm reach out to the right. And let your eyes follow the right fingertips. Keep the torso lifted. We know that if we start to round into the practice and get into that slump asana, we're out of alignment. That's unnecessary. Let it go. Get back to alignment. Get back to breath. One more breath. And we'll come back to center slowly. So the left leg and the right arm start to come back into our center. Slowly and softly bend the left knee. Plant the left foot down. Stretch the left leg out. Revisit Dandasana. One nice deep full breath. Practicing the opposite side. We start to bend the right knee. We draw the right heel in towards the right sit bone. So now the right hand might come to the inside of our right leg and grab hold of the outside of the foot, or it might stay on the outside and hold on to the outside of the knee. Whatever is going to serve us is what's going to be our choice of practice today. Wherever that is, receive the next breath, check in alignment, check in, and then begin to reach out the right leg straight forward. Left arm lifts up and reaches forward, and then release the breath. The right leg reaches out to the right side. The left arm reaches out to the left side. Keep the torso lifted. Oh, so easy to go into slumpasana here. So easy. Oh, and that's just not necessary. We need this alignment. That is necessary. Gaze over towards your left thumb. You'll find these delicate balancing points through your reach and stretch and twist. Arrive and release the breath. Slowly come back. Slowly bring the right leg back. Slowly bring the left arm back. Softly bend the right knee. Plant the right foot down. Stretch the right leg all the way out. One breath, Dandasana. Beautiful. And then we're going to slowly begin to bring our bodies into the supine pose. So maybe you roll down from Dandasana today. Maybe you bend the knees and begin to roll down today. You might use support of your hands on your legs. You might not. We're really practicing what's true for us, our path. And anything in our way is what we let go of. So here we are in Dandasana, into the supine pose, however that serves you and looks for you today. And from here we give ourselves a little gentle hug. So we pick up both feet, we hug both thighs in towards the chest. It's a gentle hug. So don't use any undue action from the shoulders, arms, or hands. Just let it be gentle, okay? Keeping that gentle hug. Bring the hands and arms down by your sides. Stay here if that serves you well today. Or maybe you bring the palms towards the buttock area, stretch the legs up a little bit, and just roll a little bit towards shoulder stand. Don't go into it, just roll towards it if it serves you, and then slowly come back. Roll the spine down, bend the knees into the soft hug, palms and arms down by the side. Stay there, or we'll do one more of the moving towards shoulder stand. When you receive a breath, palms come to the buttocks, legs stretch out a little bit. You might feel how the elbows push down to kind of lift the hips up. and roll back just a little bit, and then slowly roll the spine back down. Soften the knees. Return to a hug with support of your hands and arms. So let the hands and arms draw the thighs in towards chest or knees towards armpits. We'll all come back to a neutral hug where the thighs are hugging in towards the chest. Now we're going to move into our supine eagle leg twist. So begin to release both hands. Stretch out the left leg, cross the left thigh on top of the right, and then maybe in the air, you can wrap the left toes behind the right leg or it just stays to the outside. Now we bring that right foot down, pressing into the sole of the right foot to hover the right hip and scoot it over just a little bit, just a smidgen towards the left side. Next breath, arms open either to your wingspan or to your sun god. And then you begin releasing the breath and the knees release over to the right. Receive the breath, bring them back to center. We'll do this 2 more times. Release a deeper breath if it's available. Release the knees over towards the right. Ready to receive, you bring them back to your center. Release the breath, release the knees. Receive, center. Now let your journey continue with this eagle leg twist. Deepen into the releasing breath as the knees release, release, release. You keep moving. So find the rhythm of breathing and moving that's serving you just right today. Maybe your head is turning towards the left. Maybe you're keeping your head into the neutral, looking straight up at your ceiling. Notice the inner sensations. And where does breath really fill you when your physical body is in this shape? In my practice, I have found that if I kind of hug the thighs together, it just helps to support the practice into stability as I create another degree of flexibility. It may sound complicated, but if you give it a go, you might also experience that. 1 more breath. Release it deep. Receive the breath. We'll come back to center slowly. The knees begin to lift away from the right side. The body begins to shift back to center. Head center as well, please. Press down the right foot, hover the hip, recenter the hips, bring them down, and release your eagle legs. Left foot comes down. Receive the next breath. Pick up the right foot. Cross the back right thigh on top of the left thigh. Hug them, hug them. And then just let the right foot be free on the outside of your left leg there. Or you might pick up your left foot and wrap the toes around behind the left leg. Plant the left foot down. Check in with alignment. If it's not there, that's unnecessary. We need alignment. So we let the non-alignment go and we get back into alignment. Silly talk. Here we go. We press the sole of the foot down. We hover the hips, scoot it over a little bit to the right. Arms reaching, shoulder blades down. Receiving breath. Begin releasing this breath. Knees release over to the left and then receive. Bring them back, 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 back to your center. 2 more. Releasing of the breath. Just let the knees release the breath's worth. When you receive, they come back. to the center. And then we go again. We release the breath. The knees release over to the left and receive. They come back to center. Now the journey can continue. We're ready. Receive a deep breath. Begin releasing the breath. Let the knees release to the left. You might turn the head slowly to the right. You might keep it neutral. Make little adjustments of alignment that serve you along the way. Focus on the deeper sensations of the breath as you continue into this journey. Letting go of resistance. But we got to know where it is. So that's why we check in. That's why I keep focusing and emphasizing alignment and breath. Where am I holding on that I could possibly let go? One more breath. Then we come back to center slowly. Maybe you hug the thighs together a little deeper to help lift up the knees. Feel your body shifting back onto center. Head back in center. Uncross the eagle leg. Plant the right foot down. We'll bring both arms down by our sides. Picking up both feet. Hugging both thighs in towards the chest. And then we'll do a little happy baby here today. Pause if you're moving and rocking in your little hug. Release your hands and arms. Bring both arms down the center of both legs. Open the knees out a little wider so the hands can gently hold on to somewhere in the lower leg, ankle, or outer edges of your feet. And then draw the knees outwards towards the shoulders and feel that beautiful release through your lower back, hip area. Tailbone is grounded down in the mat. Hips are free and open, also grounding down at the same time. You might just stay with the hug and happy baby like that, or you might begin to slowly let the legs stretch upwards and open a little outwards. But keep that lower back really pressing down. Use the hands and arms to help the legs pull the low back down. Relax the abdominal area. One more breath, happy baby. And then softly release. If you did choose to stretch the legs out, please bring them back to center with the bent knees. And then release your hands and arms away from the legs. Bring them to the outsides of your legs here. And then give yourself that wonderful little hug once again. Hug in and roll from hip bone to hip bone. This delicate practice that gives such great benefits of massage through the low back, hips, sacrum, and always the bonus feature, a little bit of massaging for the kidney area. And as you come back into center now, just pause. One more breath. Do you relax the shoulders when you pause? What else do you relax and release when you pause and breathe? And then we'll let the legs elevate together. As always, your path is your path. So what's going to serve you here in your truth? Hands just to help hold for gentle support as the legs stay elevated. Maybe you bend your knees, roll to one side, and let your body move over towards an open wall or a door, and let the wall or door support your legs. Maybe you prefer to let the legs stay elevated without support. Nature is one of our greatest teachers. We had a whole month of focusing on that a while back. And this time of the year, in this season of fall, she teaches us how to let go. Letting go of all the things that made summer so green and lush. It's a gentle release of letting go. Yoga always invites us to gently practice into this letting go, allowing space for new growth. With the next releasing breath, we're going to all gently let the knees bend. If you're against a wall or a door, you might need to slide back away from it so the feet can come down to our mat with the soles of the feet touching our mat. And then scissor walk your feet outwards towards the long edges of your mat. Feel the edges of your mat through the soles of your feet. And then allow the knees to fall in on each other. Just allow them to fall. The outer edges of your feet might lift up. They might not, depending on your body, your practice. And then we'll place the left palm at our heart center, the right palm across our belly. And slide the hands out towards your sides so the elbows just rest on the mat or outside on the floor. This is a gentle practice of just this continuing releasing through mostly the hip area here. The relaxing into it as you breathe deeper. And with the palms of your hands resting on your body, you notice your rhythm of breathing. The sacred ebb and flow of movement, your life's energy. Relax your jaw. Release through the temples of your eyes. Two more breaths, please. And then check in. Would this be the just right place to continue for your Shavasana today? Or would you like to scissor walk the feet back towards each other and release one leg at a time down onto your mat? Perhaps your path, your serving would be to release the hands and arms away from the body as well. Yogi's choice of Shavasana. Our reading for Shavasana today comes from an author and a writer for Yoga Basics, Megan D. Matten. Letting go is not giving up. Rather, it is a deep, trustful surrender, an act of wisdom. Letting go is a courageous choice to relax and let go. Gently draw your awareness to that place between your eyebrows. Expanding that awareness into your space. And the wiggling of toes, ankles, fingers, and wrists. And we gently begin to receive a deeper awakening breath as we give our body an awakening stretch. And then gently we bend our knees, turning all the way onto our right side. And begin to rise into your seated pose. In our easy seated poses with Anjali Mudra, we receive a deep breath. Release the breath. Let your head gently bow. May today there be peace. May you know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Namaste. Please let your eyes open, your head lift, and begin to unmute yourself and say goodbye to your fellow yogis till we meet again.